know that pollution hurts everyone. We are also very much aware of the negative impacts associated with the Central Valley's air problems. Spanning the entire valley, from Bakersfield to Fresno, we have some of the worst air in the country.
Well, air quality is important to our organization, and not just our organization, but to the San Joaquin Valley, um, because we have so much pollution in our valley. All of us, within all of the age groups, have different um, health problems, and the air quality makes those health problems worse.
With this comes the long list of related health problems. More importantly, however, we acknowledge the improvements and positive outcomes that have been reached.
A lot of children with asthma, um, a lot of rates of cancer that are coming out, because of all the pollution surrounding the communities. Um,
Yeah, and Kern County has one of the highest air pollution rates in the country for particulate air pollution, which, yeah, lots of asthma, higher cancer rates, higher mortality rates at younger ages.
But we strive for more. The tools are out there and accessible to make even greater leaps and bounds for the severely impacted communities in our valley. It is with this in mind that our Fair Share for Clean Air campaign sets its sights on local policymakers and boards of governance.
I'm with Green Action for Health and Environmental Justice, and we're an environmental justice organization that's joined in a coalition with CVAQ and other groups in the Central Valley called Fair Share for Clean Air. And we're going out to educate our local decision makers about the first environmental justice maps, and then resources that are out there for communities designated as environmental justice communities.
With 6 lead organizations stepping up to the challenge, we aim to engage 12 different governing bodies across 6 counties. Chief on the agenda to educate decision makers of mapping tools identifying the most vulnerable communities in the San Joaquin Valley.
Well, hopefully our local decision makers will become aware of the fact that these environmental justice maps are designating communities in their own districts, so that they can go out and seek those funds that are out there to make things better for the residents.
well, we've been pushing a cumulative impacts, so our goal is for government agencies to take in consideration that when it comes to permits such as expansions of hazardous waste landfills, there's a lot of things surrounding one community. It's not just one thing they should be looking into. There's a lot of things that contribute to pollution in the community that's affecting health, and government agencies don't see that.
As these tools exist, it is important that they are being used to properly counter the impacts of air pollution in the valley, and most importantly, in those areas deemed environmental justice communities.
Well, in Kettleman City, that's where I'm from, and that's where we're based at in the San Joaquin Valley. It's a very small community, 1,500. It's a farm worker community, and we're surrounded by fields that are literally in some people's backyards where they spray pesticides constantly. We also have 800 to 1,000 diesel trucks going through our town every 12 hours. We have water contaminated with arsenic, which is pretty normal in the Central Valley, but we also have benzene, which is a residual left over from the oil drilling days in the 30s. And we're also home to the largest toxic waste landfill in the western United States. So we have multiple sources of pollution in our town. And additionally, they just approved a conditional permit to expand the waste dump to almost triple the size. So it's a very overburdened community.
By bringing attention to these maps, we hope to create a trend for future change. Current maps too broadly define the Central Valley, as opposed to specifically highlighting the most vulnerable areas. Through continued campaigning, we wish to pressure the Air District and local agencies to adhere to the new maps more rigidly when defining pockets of environmental justice.
If we can pinpoint and we can show which communities are being exposed to more pollution, then we can get more resources to those communities to improve the air quality and to improve the health of children and adults.
It is our hope that decision makers, aware and armed with these tools, will help those communities move forward in securing funding to directly benefit and mitigate negative impacts of air pollution in said communities.
Hope is to get the agencies that are utilize the map, but then also community members to know that that tool exists, but that there is an issue with air, and so that they get more involved in the civic process for that, with if it has to be local, region, or even state.
With the continued teamwork of organizations across the San Joaquin Valley, we will act as watchdogs for environmental justice. We will challenge the Air District when it does not demonstrate accountability and properly uphold clean air standards. As partners in the struggle for environmental justice, we will continue to be powerful advocates for maximum health protection throughout the valley. Together, we can ensure a fair share for clean air. For information about making a difference in your community, visit us on the web at www.calcleanair.org.